Iranian-born human rights advocate Juliana Taimoorazy, we have a lot to get into, including horrific reports of Armenian and Assyrian Christians being killed inside Iran. But first, do you think the West has abandoned the people of Iran, or is more to come?
It has. It has. We see mainstream media not really showing the protesters. Not the analysis that they give is very lukewarm towards the will of the people of Iran. We saw the UN Security Council was rather lukewarm as well. So compare this, Raj, with them taking to the streets, pro Hamas chants. Any chance they had, they attacked Israel. And here, these people are being slaughtered on the streets of Iran for wanting to have what we have: human dignity and freedom of religion, freedom of expression, freedom of economy. And they don't have it. And I believe that the West has abandoned them completely.
That's so sad. You sent me something, um, and you got to take it from a grain of salt. Obviously, in Davos, who knows? There's a lot of posturing, but you sent me a quote from the World Economic Forum of the CEO basically saying that he believes that the United States will do something about Iran, and maybe it was just buying time to get the aircraft carriers in position. Obviously, no one knows. Maybe even President Trump doesn't know what's going to happen next, as he's maybe still figuring that out. But is there still a glimmer of hope that the West could come to the aid of the Iranian people?
Amidst the horrific despair that there is, we must have hope. We always have to have hope. Yes, I believe that there will be something that will shift because uh, this regime cannot continue. Raj, it cannot. It has committed atrocities against its own citizens. It has committed war crimes against its own citizens by going into hospitals and killing the patients that were just before that protesting on the streets. They were shot by the regime, and they go into hospitals. They kill these people on the hospital beds. They kill the nurses and doctors that are operating and assisting these protesters. These are crimes against humanity. And I really believe something will happen. And also, if we see there's a lot of military that has moved in the region, a lot of money is being spent on these Navy ships being brought into really close to Iran. So something will happen. And President Trump says that Iran is not the bully that it once was in the Middle East. This is a fully loaded statement that he made. Lindsey Graham is relentlessly supporting people of Iran. So something will happen when we don't know. And constantly, President Trump has said help is on its way. Really, what does that mean? What kind of help? And when is it going to get there? We don't know, but we must hope, because there are Christians that are being slaughtered, Baha'is that are being slaughtered, and the Muslims are being slaughtered as well.
Right, and that's a report that you've been trying to get more details about. These reports that Assyrian, Armenian Christians inside Iran are being killed. I think for maybe a lot of folks, people that just hear Iran, they think everyone is just monolithic Iranian Persian, but obviously that's not the case. There's indigenous ethnic populations from different countries, different regions. Obviously, the borders have changed over the years. What can you tell us about these murders, I guess you could say, of Assyrian and Armenian Christians?
These people were protesting alongside their Persian brothers and sisters on the streets. And unfortunately, we have not been able to confirm this report because they are covering up. They're covering up tremendously inside Iran. And they know that when the Westerners hear about the slaughter of Christians, be it Assyrians, Armenians, or Persians who have converted to Christianity, the West will start paying a little bit more attention to them. So
Go ahead.
yes, so far we have heard that there have been about 12 to 18 Armenians that have been killed. We heard about 6 to 8 Assyrians being killed, and the countless number of Persians who have converted to Christianity have been killed as well. And it's important to mention that there is a really large platform called Mohabbat. Mohabbat in Farsi means love. Mohabbat TV is a very important avenue for Iranians who want to leave Islam. They tune into it. They have shown just recently their support for the people of Iran. They stand in solidarity with them. But unfortunately, at this moment, I'm not able to confirm the number of deceased of the Assyrians, Armenians, and other Persians who converted to Christianity.
Yeah, well, and that's the problem. There's just no way to confirm any of these reports about a lot of things, and so a lot of it, I've talked to numerous people that are Iranians living around the world, and they're just trying desperately to get insider information. Every once in a while, someone will send them a message on WhatsApp via Starlink, and it's very spotty. But from your contacts that you do have in the country, is there anything that you think a Western audience should know about what actually is and has happened in Iran?
The regime is desperately trying to shift the focus on to the economy. They're relentlessly saying this was an uprising against the economy. Partially, it may be true that people were finally, when the market closed, that was a real show of the frustration about the terrible economy, the drop in the value of the real, which is their money. So, yes, an aspect of it was. But Iranians have been trying to fight for their freedom, their human dignity for decades now, and the West has repeatedly betrayed them over and over again. And now the eyes have been on President Trump. This is something that is new, that the regime is trying to shift everything to address the economic pressures. But we really have to remember that for almost half a century, countless have been murdered. After the regime falls, we will just start to learn just a tad of the genocide that this regime has inflicted on their people. And we can't really afford having this regime stay. Why? There cannot be any negotiations with this country. And I believe that when President Trump from Davos said the regime has again reached out to us, we will have a conversation with them, I think he's just buying time to figure out his next tactics, his next strategy, not a tactic. So we hold on to hope, Raj. That's all we can do at this moment. Also, when the regime does fall, because of the decades of economic pressure, I know I can tell you with absolute certainty that the Assyrians, the Armenians, especially the Assyrian people, have suffered tremendously from poverty. There are so many Persians, the whole country. The price of medicine is so high. People are unable to receive chemotherapy. People with MS are unable to be injected once a week once a month that they need to have this medication. A medication for blood pressure, for heart disease, for diabetes is so expensive that when the sanctions are lifted, when the regime has fallen, ministry like mine, Iraqi Christian Relief Council, is ready, has its boots on the ground that will unleash a countless of aid parcels that must be delivered to them. So please go to our website, IraqiChristianRelief.org. For 19 years, we've been serving the Christians in the Middle East. But when the regime falls, God willing, we will need you even more to address the needs, tremendous needs in Iran.
Well, thank you, and God bless you, my friend.
Thank you. Please continue praying for the people of Iran, because the protests, although they've been diminished a little bit, they're still on the streets. They're still murdering people. Please don't forget about the people of Iran. And Assyrians strongly stand with the people of Iran.